Okay, gang, Dr. Warren here, and we are in week 5 of EDU602, and I'm going to show you how to create an assessment rubric for your final summative assessment in the class. So let's go over to an example of an assignment that was created by a student. Now, this student used the assignment template. If you recall, the assignment template provides an overview of the assignment. What are the students going to do? Gives them a heads up. Provides steps to completion, technology options, and then assignment criteria and expectations. And this is the key section that you're going to use as you develop your rubric. Okay, so this assignment is about students creating their own poem, and they've learned about kind of some of the elements and formats of poetry, and now they're going to give it a shot, right? And so he very nicely lays out in week 1, you learned about form, style, and context of poems, and now you're going to try that in your own poem. And so it's just kind of no right or wrong way, just go for it. You need to have it done by day 5, okay? So now here's what he's looking for. So he taught in the class, he taught about form, style, and context. Backward design, he's designed his final assignment. All the students are supposed to know about form, style, and context of poetry. And now they're going to write their own, integrating those 3 factors. So if we think about the assignment criteria and expectations, definitely we want to see style in that student's poem. They used at least 2 devices of poetry to enhance the reader's experience and understanding of the work, okay? So there's some poetic devices that he taught about in the class. Form, according to a poetic form learned in the class. Theme or mood, theme and or mood is evident. Now we don't have context in here because context is something that they're going to do in a next assignment, which is in the discussion board. They're having a reflective discussion board. So it is getting addressed, but it's getting addressed in another assignment. So he wants to see style, form, theme, or mood. And of course, there has to be good grammar in this poem. So this is what he's looking for, okay? So let's go ahead and just use this exact thing. We're going to use each of these in our rubric, okay? So these are the criteria of our rubric right here. So let's go to the rubric. Let's take a look. I've set up a table, looks like a rubric. And we've got the criteria here, and then the 3 levels of proficiency by the student: distinguished, proficient, and basic, and non-performance. All right, so let's just go ahead and put that first criteria in there. There it is. Student used at least 2 devices, blah, 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 right? And so now we just kind of go from there. We go ahead and I just want to clean this out, okay? So now we just kind of take this once again, we take that criteria and we put it here in the distinguished. So what would a distinguished student look like? Distinguished student used at least 2 devices of poetry. How about 2, let's see, 2 devices of poetry to greatly enhance the reader's experience and clear understanding of the work. I don't know, it's a poem. Poems are never clear. So maybe, how about an appreciation of the work, okay? Appreciation of the work, okay? Students at least 2 devices of poetry. How about skillfully used? How about that? You just want to add some foo-foo words in here to make it just really pop. If this student is distinguished, they were skillful at using these devices and they greatly enhanced the reader's experience and appreciation of the work, okay? That would be distinguished. I'm going to go ahead and make these bold up here, okay? All right, now, so we can just go grab, I'm going to just grab this kind of base, this proficient level, and put it here in the proficient. They use the 2 devices and enhance the reader's understanding of the work. Now, if we do basic, maybe they used at least 1 device, right? Maybe they didn't use 2, they used 1. They kind of gave it a half-hearted attempt, and may or may not have which may or may not have enhanced the reader's experience, okay? So you just kind of cut it down a little bit, or even just say understanding of the understanding. Okay, so you just cut it way back to basic, right? Now, non-performance, the student did not complete this criteria in the assignment. We can go ahead and pop that non-performance into all the criteria levels, okay? So then we'll go back here and we'll go grab the next one, form, okay? And back to form, we'll just put it right in here. Form is written according to a poetic form learned in the class. And then once again, you go in, we'll grab that and put it in the proficient level. And then we want to enhance it. Poem is written, let's see, according to poetic form. How about aligns? Let's see, it's written. How about, we'll use skillfully. How about skillfully again? Poem skillfully demonstrates a poetic form learned in the class. Adding to the reader's appreciation. To the reader's appreciation of the poem. Okay, so you again, what is distinguished? What does it really look like when somebody just went for it passionately and created this amazing final product for you? What would that look like, right? And so forth. And then we do the next thing with the basic, same thing with the basic poem. Does not, when we say does, at least they tried, does not meet, does not represent a poetic form learned in the class. At least they tried, but they just didn't get it, right? So something like that, right? Okay, they can go from here now. We'll just grab the grammar. We'll just grab the grammar down here. We'll put that one down at the bottom. And again, so in terms of distinguished for grammar, I mean, you either got it or you don't, right? So poem meets all grammatical rules, all grammatical and spelling requirements. No mistakes are present. Something like that, right? So it changes up a little bit. And this one mostly meets, I mean, here, so there's distinguished, and for, proficient, it mostly meets, right? Mostly. So see how you just kind of use the adjectives to just kind of make it distinguished, proficient, and basic, okay? That's what, here's an example of one rubric, okay? I want to show you another, I'm going to put this on pause for a second. I want to show you another assignment that's a little bit laid out a little differently in how we can create the criteria from that. So hold on one second. Okay, guys, here we are in another class, and this class is helping people with PTSD kind of become more resilient, turn their life around, use growth mindset. So in this final summative assignment, students are using growth mindset tools to develop and map kind of goals for their life, right, in 3 key areas. So in this class, they've learned about 3 areas. Let's see if I can find this. Okay, so they've learned about the fixed growth mindset, the growth mindset strategies, and there's some resources here to help them with goal mapping and mapping their life, their goals for their life. And then there's this little worksheet that they're going to use, and I'm going to open it up right now. And in this worksheet, they are using the goal mapping to map their goals for the personal growth, for achievements and experiences. What do they want to achieve? What do they want to do in their lives? And then financial freedom and rewards. So 3 kind of big key goal areas. Now in the class, under personal growth and contribution, they've learned about, they've been journaling their eating habits, their exercise habits, and their moods. So they're going to address, in their personal growth, they're going to address eating, exercise, and emotional goals, some emotional goals for, you know, kind of going from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. So they've got the 3 laid out for the personal, and then they are to complete 1 goal under the achievements and experiences and 1 goal under financial freedom and rewards, right? So they've got this worksheet, and they're going to fill out the personal goals, all 3 of them, and then 1 goal for financial, 1 goal for personal experience, or for experience and achievement. Okay, so she's got this all laid out. You're going to be developing your own goals. You've looked at these first in you're going to have 1 goal for each of these. She gives them a good description of what they're expected to do. Work on their personal goals category for eating, exercise, and managing their emotions and attitudes. Then 1 goal in this category of achievement experiences, 1 goal of personal freedom. And then they're going to do a reflection as well, which is super cool. Now, so we've got this now. So her assignment and criteria is laid out a little differently. They're not kind of bullet form. Laid out a little differently than the previous one that you looked at, the assignment that we looked at. So it's a little harder to create a rubric around this. I'm just going to copy this, and we're going to go back to our little rubric worksheet, and I'm going to just put these in here right at the top. So in this assignment, I'm looking for a completed worksheet with 3 personal goals around eating, exercise, and growth mindset, 1 goal for achievement, 1 goal for financial freedom, okay? Looking for realistic action steps, right? Let's go ahead and just grab each of these. So personal worksheet goals include, and maybe, you know, maybe we want to break these out, because here's the thing with criteria. If you have more than 1 criteria in your, more than 1 criteria in the criteria. So for example, let me just say this. With 3 personal goals, eating, exercise, and growth mindset, okay? If we have eating, exercise, and growth mindset as 1 criteria, what if they completed 2 but didn't do the 3rd? How do you grade them? You can't really grade them, right? They did great on these 2, but I can't give them a distinguished. I can't even give them a proficient because they didn't do the 3rd one. I don't want to give them a basic. So you really need to be sure to break out that criteria into measurable separate items. So exercise should be 1 and growth mindset should be another, right? So there's those first 3 goals that they're doing. Personal worksheet goal, personal worksheet demonstrate, let's see, how do I demonstrate? Contains a realistic, remember she's got realistic, I'm looking for realistic action steps, okay? Realistic, contains a realistic description of steps to achieving goals around eating, right? Around eating. Okay, now we can grab that thing. Personal worksheet contains achieving goals around, and then we'll put that one in here for exercise, achieving goals around exercise, and achieving goals around growth mindset. Boom. Okay, all right. Now I talked to you already about how to do distinguished, proficient, and basic, right? So for example, this one might be personal contains realistic description of small steps to achieving goals around eating. And then we can add another sentence. Eating goals demonstrate research into good nutrition for health and wellness, right? And maybe she should have added that. We should probably have added that back in the in the assignment, give them a little bit more to go on in what she's looking for here, right? So so the rubric and the assignment go hand in hand. As you start to break down what is it exactly you want to see in these students, then you want to kind of give them a heads up in your assignment, tell them, hey, here's what I'm looking for in your work, right? So that's what's great about rubrics, is they kind of inform your assignment and vice versa. All right, so then you've got the first three for the personal worksheet, and then one around financial freedom and one around achievement. So let's go back up here. Okay, one for achievement and one for financial freedom. So we'll just add another one here, achievement, whoops, and one for financial freedom. And then we'll just kind of do this again, personal, or we'll say achievement worksheet, right? So we'll kind of grab that language and we'll say, whoops, what have I done? Didn't want to do that. Oh, don't want to do that. Keeps, whoops. Okay, try that again. Here we go. Okay. Achievement worksheet contains a real description of steps to achieving goals around. So this is kind of achieving. So let's see what this worksheet really is called. It's called Achievement and Experiences. Achievement and Experiences. Worksheet contains a realistic description of steps to achieving goals around this, to achieving these goals. Why don't we say these goals? These goals. And contains one of achieving, how about one goal? One goal. Yeah, because it's just one, we told them just one goal is all we want, right? And then same with financial freedom, okay? And again, we're going to then use the same technique for the distinguished, proficient, and basic. I forgot to add the non-performance here, but of course we will add the non-performance. And again, it will be the same, student did not complete this assignment, and that will be throughout each of these, this criteria, okay? So again, a little bit different. Probably I would advise the student to go back in and add a little bit more around what we want to see in each of these goals, perhaps after she works on her rubric and realizes that there's a little bit more detail that we want here, okay? All right, so there's two examples of rubrics from real assignments in students' classrooms, and I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much.